Hey guys, Itty Bitty Stitchy here. So yes, we are just having a mini video today. I have to tell y'all a story about Alice. Everybody knows Alice. Alice from Brooks Books. So y'all remember, I set a lofty goal of finishing her in the 3 days that I had to work on her. Oh, there's a glare. Okay. I had to restart her 4 times. 4 times. So the first time I was doing 2/2 on 28 count Laguna in the color Dusk. Guys, Alice was an epic fail. Like, I feel like she was an epic fail. So I got a good ways done. And then I was like, dude, these stitches are looking really big. And then it dawned on me, I'm supposed to be doing it over 1. Not over 2. Because if I did it over 1, if I did it over 2, then my fabric wouldn't be long enough. Because I'm stitching them all 12 characters in one gigantic roll. So I frogged it out. I didn't have much done. I had like maybe 2 black squares done. The black squares in the checkerboard. I had about 2 black squares done, and I was like, oh crap. I'm supposed to be stitching this over 1, because if I did it over 2, it would be too big for my fabric. Everybody wouldn't fit in one line. So I frogged it. I started it 2/1. And I was like, man, 2/1 full crosses look sloppy. So I frogged it out. And then I started doing 2/1 tent stitch. I got pretty good ways. I wouldn't say I got halfway done, but I got a good bit done. So this is what it looked like doing her 2/1 tent stitch. That's about as far as I got. And this is the first time I have ever worked with DMC's sparkly their sparkly thread. I do not like that shit. No. It's ugh. Somebody, I can't remember who right now, but somebody had said it's like nails on a chalkboard. Can y'all tell I haven't had enough coffee yet today? It's like nails on a chalkboard when you're stitching with that stuff. And like I said, I was doing 2/1 tent stitch. And it was looking sloppy. And so if you see in this square, if I get my face out of the camera. So if you see in this square, I tried to do full cross. So I just went back over the tent stitching that I had done, and I tried to do full cross. And I was like, I do not like the way that looks. I am wiggly. I'm sorry, guys. So here's tent stitch. Here's full cross. 2/1. So, of course, I started texting Kelly and Michelle. And I was like, y'all, I am not loving this. Like, this is Alice. I absolutely love Alice. I love everything Wonderland related. And I'm not loving this. And I do not like that. Like, I thoroughly thought that I was going to absolutely love stitching her. I was going to blow through it, like, not put it down. And it didn't happen. Like, I was not wanting to stitch on her. And part of it, I think, is because this is the first time I've really worked on, like, dark fabric. So I was like, okay, so what did everybody say? Bright lights. And, you know, a lot of my blankets are, like, dark. So I feel like this is such a rambly, spaced out video already. So I had like my bright lights, I had like a regular room of lights, and then I had my art lights, and I had my blanket underneath me. I have a few white blankets. And I was like, man, this is still pretty hard. So I found out for me personally that if I just have the white blanket on my lap and regular room lighting, like without the bright light on top of the fabric, I was able to see it better. So without my light, just white blanket on my lap and some regular room lighting. So I told the girls, and they're like, well, try doing full crosses, 2/1 full cross, and then 1/1 full cross. So that's what I did here. And as you can see, the 1/1 looked a lot better. I mean, it's still wonky stitches. I was like rushing through it because I was getting to the point where I was going to scrap this not the entire fabric. Like I was going to cut off, you know, this part of it that I had stitched on and just save this fabric for something else. Because guys, this is a lot of fabric. And you're going to see where I had restarted her. So we have all this fabric. Everybody, all 12 characters are going to fit on here. So they're like, well, do her 2/1. And I'm sorry guys, I get lazy. Like I was like, I'm not picking this out. And even doing everybody 1/1, like it's not even gonna reach over here. Like I'm probably gonna have, it's probably just gonna go to about here. So I mean that's still pretty big. Y'all saw my wonky sewing on the top. Okay, so I restarted her last night. Well, like midday, I had restarted her because I did not stitch. I'm not a morning stitcher. I'm just not a morning stitcher. And I was kind of mad at her for giving me so much shit. And I was like, and I was telling the girls, because I'm doing the same fabric as what I'm doing the favorite on, Claire and Doogie. And I was like, y'all, Alice is giving me so much shit. I swear, Claire and Doogie better not be doing the same. That's what I renamed my favorite, is Claire and Doogie. So I restarted, and I just did the checkerboard because not sure if any of y'all watch. Last night was the season finale of Supernatural. It was a 2-hour finale, and holy jeez. My husband was out of town and he came home during the second half of the finale, and I was just like, I'm very quiet when I'm watching movies or shows or whatever, but last night I was like, oh my gosh, and I was squealy and I was cussing and I was happy and I was sad, but without having any spoilers for y'all, if y'all do watch Supernatural and y'all haven't got to watch the season finale yet, the cast had hinted out, they were just dropping, you know, little breadcrumbs here and there, like, you know, just so you know, who is it? Mark, I'm gonna butcher his last name. Mark Pellegrino, the guy who plays Lucifer in Supernatural. He was like, if y'all don't hate me now, you're gonna hate me after the finale. And holy jeez, yes. And I don't want to say too much. So anyway, it had me really going. Thanks to the cast, I wasn't completely shocked in a good way. Like, they didn't, like, outright say what was going to happen, but I wasn't, like, completely shocked. Anyway, ramblings. So this is about as much as I got done watching, like, a little bit before the finale and then watching the finale. And this is pretty mindless stitching too. That's the reason why I was okay to do it. Those are just 5x5 square blocks, and the whole pattern, like the whole bottom part of Alice, is 14 whites square blocks. So, I mean, I stopped on 12. And I didn't even finish 12. Like, I got halfway through 12. Because after the finale, I wanted to see my husband. So, that's as much as I got done on Alice. My lofty goal of finishing her was ripped to shreds. Although, if I did not have to restart her 4 times, I probably would have almost had her done. Almost. Maybe completely, but for sure almost. Like maybe I would have had to just do like the bread and butterfly, the mushrooms, and Dinah. So that's that. And so far, I was actually pretty amazed because so far, Mania had been like really, really good to me. I hadn't caught any snags. Everything was running smooth. And I was like, okay, this seems a little too smooth. Because for some reason, I think that there's a lot of hiccups during Mania. And I was like, wow, I'm not catching any, any problems during Mania. I'm doing pretty awesome. Yeah. And then Alice. My darling Alice had to go and fuck it up. I still love my Alice. I love her dearly. But oh my gosh, if she ever pulls a stunt like that again, I don't know. I just don't know. So yes. But I honestly say I absolutely love it now. Like I was genuinely loving stitching her again. Which makes me happy because I mean if you're not loving the piece you're stitching, then why are you stitching it? Period. So I love it now that I've figured out 1/1 full cross 28 counts Laguna in the color Dusk from Picture This Plus, I believe. Show notes in previous videos will tell you for sure. So today is what? Today is May 19th. It is like 10:15 in the morning. I've been having a lot of trouble sleeping. So when I do go to sleep for some reason though, I'm like sleeping extra hard, which makes it extra hard to get up. And the other night, my neighbor across the street decided to have a pachanga. So I did not even go to sleep till like after midnight because of his pachanga. And it blows my mind that he decides to do these during a weeknight. I mean, it's not like we had to get up early for work or school because Honey wasn't even home, but he can sleep through the apocalypse and not even stir. Not coffee, tea. I got my cute little time for tea. I like my coffee strong. I get it from my mama. And this is really good. This is one of my new teas I got for Mother's Day from my mother-in-law. And it's really cute. So I'm drinking mint rose right now. And it's got this cute little wooden spoon. And you just scoop it and you put it in your little diffuser thing. And it's yummy. Those are my first sips of mint rose. Okay. Gosh, I'm rambling and I'm distracted and squirrel. I'm very much one of those squirrel people. Like I'm just like, oh. But I'm pretty sure y'all got that by now, just watching my previous videos. Like I said, May 19th, new start. Not new start. I'm so sorry. Old whip. Treasure Time. Dimensions Gold Collection. And, this is the one that I had gotten. Okay. I had finished up the Dude. And I think I was working, on this row where this porch is, and it wasn't lining up because I had to do a lot of fudging, and I fudged too much, and I couldn't fix my fudging. I mean, people were like, I wouldn't have noticed it. And I was like, you would have if I had done the back stitching. And I knew that. I knew once I had done the back stitching, it would have been over. Like, everybody would have been like, ugh. So this is a treasure time. It is absolutely beautiful. Like, I cannot wait to finish this. And I'm actually very, very excited I get to work on it again. I have missed it dearly. What is this? Like random thread just laying in there. So, real quick, recap. Ugh. I'm looking at the different colors. I'm like, oh, this is why you wash fabric. But then again, this is like a different color blue. It's what I could find. So this is what I had done. And if you see, this purple line is supposed to be up here with this purple line. And those purple lines have back stitching. So yeah, you would have noticed. But other than that, and that's where I tried to start frogging. I'm like, frogging this much is for the birds. Because not only was it like this chunk, it's all the way over there too. And I was like, thanks, but no thanks. Better not. So I just restarted it. And guys, I'm still, like I said, I'm pretty new. I'm pretty bad with numbers. I have number dyslexia. Y'all. So in the pattern, I have to cut off like, without trying to show y'all. Yeah, like this much at the bottom is how much I'm cutting off of the pattern. But it's okay because like all the main stuff is on the top. That was a quick look. So here I am on a treasure time. I love this piece. As I had mentioned before, I'm a December baby. Brother and I were born December 9th, 86. You can do the math, but we're 30. We'll be 31 this year. Age doesn't bother me. Not at all. And I actually have a gray hair and I'm very proud of it. Like when I got my hair done, I was like, just don't touch my gray hair. I'm proud of my gray hair. Hello. 3 boys in 3 years. Because as I mentioned before, y'all know I have 3 sons. And Bane and Slade are my first 2. Bane and Slade are 13.5 months apart. And Slade and Daxton are 16 months apart. Dax was born at 36 weeks and 1 day. So he was born early. So that's why they're closer together than they were supposed to be. Okay, so the top of this is going to come up to here. Like it really is. This down here, like the first rows didn't start till lower. But where this dot is, where I've marked it, that's where some of the clouding is going to be up on top. And then I didn't feel comfortable going any lower than that. And that is what, like an inch? Maybe. So here it is. It is such a beautiful piece. And a lot of people complain because Dimensions is very well known for blended threads. Like for real. Let me show you something. So of course I had to restart this. So I had converted it all into DMC threads. And the only one, like the only part, let's see if I can see if my hands are big enough. The only thing I really noticed was one of the reds that are used. The DMC is slightly like hot. It looks more hot pink. Well, it did. But on the pattern, it doesn't look bad. Like, where the bows? That's what I'm talking about, the bows. But I don't think it's too much of a difference. And I think it would be, it's a little brighter. I like bright. I really do. I like bright colors. Oh, I was looking for this. I was totally looking for this hoop. Found it. So, anywho, yeah, so this entire row, all this, those are all blended. Ooh, it's not focusing. So yeah, this is all blended. That's a lot of blends. But it really, really makes the piece. Like, everyone's like, oh, I hate the blends. I hate the blends. I'm like, but guys, the things it does for the piece is amazing. So, that is where I stand. That is where we're at. Jesus, that's a messy back. Like, I'm not even going to show y'all. It's messy. I don't care that it's messy. I'm not so happy with the coverage. Pretty sure I got the wrong count of fabric. But we're just gonna see what happens, because you can see, you know. But if you look at it, can you really see that much if you look at it from here? I don't think so. I don't know, y'all. Treasure Time and Alice have been giving me a lot of mess. And they better stop before all my other whips decide to start giving me mess. That's it. I just wanted to do a quick little update on Alice. And then what I'm starting back up again today. And that is it for this video. I may or may not make a fabric breaking video for my Haid. I might not do it. Depends on how I feel. My anxiety's been a bit high lately, which gives me a lot of nausea and freaking out. Like, starting June all the way till sometime in August, like, we're constantly going to be having people over at our house. And it stresses me out because I like our house to be like our house, like it's our safe space. Not safe space. I'm not one of those people like, oh my gosh, I need my safe space. No, but like, our house is our house. This is my home. And I just want to be comfortable and not worry about people judging me. Because honestly, a house of 5 people and 2 dogs and a ferret, like, it can get messy at times. And no matter how much I clean, like, it's like a tornado comes right in behind me. So I do the best I can. It's whatever. Yeah, I'm just gonna stop rambling. I apologize. I'm gonna go teach my kids school. Yes, I'm gonna go teach my kids school. And it's kind of fun. The older 2 are working on projects to present to Daddy. My oldest is writing a story, and he's also going to do illustrations because he really likes to do that. So I was like, why not? My middle son is going to be writing up a report on carnivorous plants, because if you follow my Instagram at itty bitty stitchy, we have a Venus flytrap named Terry the Terrible. He's pretty awesome. Oh, yeah. And so he's doing a report on carnivorous plants. tried to print out stuff. I have the worst luck with electronics. And then it seems like my husband and I have the worst luck with printers and can openers. Why, universe? Why? Like, we cannot keep... And it doesn't matter what kind of can opener it is. Like, we cannot keep can openers. Like, they just don't want to keep working for us. Okay. I've already said this once or twice. I'm going to stop rambling. Y'all have a great Friday? Friday? It's Friday. Doesn't matter. We're homeschoolers. Bye.